Welcome to Touchline. I'm your host, Anthony Totera, coming to you from BMO Field with three young stars of TFC season-ending press conference. Ashtone, what a disappointment. The fans have yet to see a playoff game here. What do you want to say to the fans of TFC?
I think we finished the season off in a positive way. So for next season, we're going to be coming strong and hard, and it should be really exciting. And second half of the season was great, and we're going to finish off and start really well.
Doneil, a bright spot was that game against Dallas. Now you're into the next round of Champions League, and this is something that's going to be exciting for yourself and the whole team going forward.
Yeah, my coach showed confidence in me and told me I have a job and they have a job for me to play, and I thought I did well, and I just want to continue to excel as a young player.
Matt, talk about the leadership. You talked about it a lot in the press conference. Torsten Frings, Danny Kuvermans, these guys, you can go up to them and talk to them and approach them. You're not afraid, and they gave you a lot of tips. Talk about them.
I think, at the beginning of the season, we didn't have as much of that. Terry's a leader, Torsten's a leader, Julian is as well. But I feel like since they came to the team, everybody on the team has been more vocal, and everybody gets along. Everybody shows the same respect to the older guys as they would to the younger guys, and I think it's just brought the group together as a whole. And I think the way we played the last half of the season it's really shown.
Do you feel it's going to carry over?
Yeah, of course. I think there's only we can only go up from here. We've proved that now we have an attacking force, we have a defensive core, we have a really good center midfield. I think preseason and looking forward to the next stage of the CONCACAF will really motivate us to become a real playoff contender next year.
Ashtone, you lit up when you talked about Team Canada. You love representing the great country of ours, Canada. Not too many players want to do that when they shine overseas, but you decided to represent our country. Talk about that honor.
It's a great honor, actually, because that's where as I said before, that's where you want to play, and that's the highest level. And it's great to represent your national team, and I want to do it with full force.
Ashtone, talk about the young guys that want to be where you're at today, first and foremost with TFC, but you started out with some great young coaches and players. Talk about that and how the youngsters can get to where you're at today. Give them some tips.
Definitely just a lot of hard work and patience. If you keep working hard and you're patient with it, things will happen. Positive things will happen. It's really good.
Doneil, talk about the young player today in Ontario. I see that there's a lot of good coaches out there, coaches that are paid now, and they've gone the extra a mile to help them out. When you were growing up, was there a coach or two or someone that helped you out to get where you're at today?
Definitely. I started playing in Brampton under the coaching of Valder Prospero. Played there. Brampton made me get the passion and love for the game, and eventually I moved on and went to North Miss under Coach Charlie. And Charlie taught us how to really play football and show us how to play, how to break down teams, and I'm very thankful for those two coaches. And then moving to TFC, Coach Stuart Neely taught me how to work hard and to always dig deeper. Jason Bent, these are just stellar coaches that I really have a passion and love for, and off the field they've been great friends. And I just want to tell all the young kids that you can never get too comfortable, because when you get comfortable and settled in, then you stop working hard, and you can never, especially at a young developing age, be comfortable. You should always look to beat someone, be better than someone, especially that you should know that there's always someone better than you. So I'm just telling all the young guys is to keep excelling and keep striving for the best.
Well said, Matt. Talk about the young player today. Can the young player today here in Ontario, here in Canada, compete with the European player, the South American player, the African player, or is the Canadian player, the Ontario player, still miles behind?
No, I think the Canadian player is definitely making strides every day, with academies like Toronto FC, Vancouver Whitecaps, and Montreal Impact coming into the league next year. I think, as those academies expand, I think you'll see a growth in the amount of international Canadian players and the level of Canadian soccer as a whole. Right now, even in club soccer, right, coaches are getting paid, and there are international players coming from places like Argentina, like I had in my youth soccer at Clarkson with Juan. But definitely, I think the mentality has to change a little bit, especially in club soccer, where every training session should be seen as an opportunity to get better, not to necessarily see your friends and and socialize. But I mean, if kids take every training session seriously, give 120, 110%, I think with the help of the academies and pro soccer now in Canada, I think there's no telling what Canada can do at a world stage, as well as just creating players.
Matt, let's be honest. Up until the age, I would say 16 or 17, we, the Ontario players, can compete with the American kids. After that, it seems like something happens. There's a huge drop-off. Let's be honest. What needs to happen? Does players like Torsten Frings and Danny Koevermans maybe need to stay here year-round and help some of these Ontario kids out?
I mean, I don't know what they're they have a life too, right?
Sure.
Back in Germany and Holland, but. I think it has to do with having a direct line to a professional club or a way to play professional soccer. Right now, it's almost like you play and hopefully you get a scholarship and then kind of it's hazy from there. So I feel like with more and more professional clubs popping up in Canada, there's a direct line to playing professional, and I think that'll motivate kids to continue playing and continue playing at a high level.
Well said. The last question to all three of you very quickly. Let's talk about coaching. A lot of you guys had great coaching growing up. And some of the coaches today have toned down the yelling and screaming and antics on the sidelines. What would you like to tell the young coaches out there when they want to instill confidence in some of the young players? Like myself, a parent of two boys. What would you like to tell some of those young coaches? Because I heard all three of you talk about Stuart Neely, Jason Ben, Paulo Ciccarelli. The list goes on. Guys that are calm, cool, collective, and want to help you. What do you want to say?
Just for them to stay positive and just keep believing and just have the passion to make your kids and your teams more successful. Just a lot of patience and positivity, and I think it could go a long way.
Well said, Doneil.
I just think that the kids need to take the criticism correctly. And sometimes coaching do scream is just to make you better, and just the way they bounce back from what they say. So I just say, kids, you got to stay positive and stay strong. And if they think yelling is anything right now, they have a long road to go.
Well said, Matt.
I think being honest with your players and having like an open and direct line with them is very important. I know from experience, not the guys who aren't playing really, especially at club soccer, they get down. They end up maybe falling off sometimes. But then you see guys who didn't play, who weren't starting in club soccer, and now are playing professional or overseas. So I mean, I think if coaches really talk to a player and be honest with them, and play the right team, if there shouldn't be any favorites or connections or politics between parents and coaches. I think that would be good for Canadian soccer.
Well said, Matt Stinson. 3 young stars on the rise for Canada. Guys, good luck next season. Bring us a playoff game here to Toronto because the fans want to see us. Thanks for joining us on Touchline.